So that would be my choice, music and sports. Yeah. How many of you play any musical instruments here? Yeah, join. I'm sure a lot of clubs and campuses will do that. The other thing I learned too, and that's one nice way to meet girls too, I took up dancing. Because that was in my PE class. So I said, this is fun, to get to meet girls. So that's how I met my wife anyway. So dancing is great because if you can dance, it doesn't matter what color your skin is. You can, if you are kaki batu.
I'm learning African drumming.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
African drumming, and also sometimes I go to some Tai Chi classes. And everything has a philosophy behind it. All this thing, right? African drumming is different from regular drumming. What is what is the roots of it? But back to the idea that Americans, right? There is a perception that, well, there's a study that Americans are very individualistic. Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing that good or bad about it, right? And also, when you come here, not in New York City, the other places, that it's a perception. American perception on international students is one has to be taken into consideration. Americans would think that international students are all very smart, but very awkward. Not just very awkward, but with the language problems and don't know how to express themselves. These are the perception, right? But one thing, very good perception of very hardworking, very respectful of teachers. All these things are what you see. And international students perceive Americans as very selfish, individualistic, very open-minded. They can say anything they want to say and not feel regret. And when they tell you, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you later. It doesn't mean that he wants to see you. It's just an expression, right? It doesn't mean that when you say that, well, I'll see you, meaning that you have to invite the person for dinner. But there's one article that you can read. It's one by one professor whose name is Rebecca Nathan. She did a study, an ethnographic study. She went undercover as an undergraduate student and observed and also did a survey of all these things and look at different styles of all communication. But going back to this, I don't know how much you can learn within the next 4 years, because given the amount of things that you are doing in your school itself, in your study itself, is a lot. But it is through all these things, through group projects. I'm sure that when you have group projects, you'll be doing with people other. And this is the time also, it's not just about completing the work that is given to you, but also to understand and socialize. So that when you are here for 4 years, 5 years, you will be bringing something that even, in addition to what you have, a degree, you are bringing something that is very valuable, priceless. Marry and marry.
Well, I have a decent amount of American friends, but they're different circles. So once we had, let's say, like a get together, for me it'll be awkward because different circle of friends brings out something different in me. So I tried it once, but I couldn't find the common ground of what to talk with them and how to connect them. But it'll be very hard for me because I keep hanging out from one group to one group just to show myself, so I wouldn't be not be selfish enough to I want to be in this group and I want to try this group. Not that, but I just couldn't just combine them together. It's kind of hard. That's what the problem is.
That's good. On the one hand, also friendship cannot be forced, right? One of the things sometimes we find that we get together with people, we don't know what to talk about, and especially for ladies. Oh, this is a thing that when what you wear, if you wear the hijab, if you wear then this can be also a good conversation to bridge the gap. To understand, people want to know. The perception is here is like this. This is the current. People are afraid of looking at Muslims in America and what they wear, what they stand for, right? But that is from ignorance. Yeah? In one of my classes, I had a reading that was given. It's called "The Veil." Why is it such a contentious issue? Meaning, why is it such a debatable issue? Right? So many of my students, after discussing the reading, they say that, well, this veil symbolizes this and that, symbolizes what the Middle Eastern people. And then one of the assignments that I asked them to do is that, okay, why don't you find somebody on campus who is wearing the veil, and sit down with her and ask her, can you tell us why you wear this? I told my students that you will be surprised what kind of answer you get, and they come back surprised. This itself, people want to know, what does a Muslim believe in? And it is up to you to tell the very bare essential facts. Muslims believe in this 5 pillars, right? The Shahada, the prayer, fasting the month of Ramadan, Zakat, and also Hajj. Very basic. The 6 articles of faith, Iman. You can understand this, then at least they will tell you, wow, I didn't know that Muslims believe this. This is quite similar to what the Christians, Catholic, and the Jews practice certain things. See, you appreciate. Instead of having people see you as this and that, then suddenly you are opening doors and you are explaining. Awareness, interest, desire, and action. You must be aware of the differences and interest to learn from others and the desire to use whatever they have learned and to act upon it. Meaning that to use the knowledge, right? What you wear, what Americans are not interested of what you wear, what you do not wear. They are just interested. The Americans are very interested in knowledge, understanding. Right? If they find that something is good, for example, they believe in something, they convert out of reading and learning. As so many students of mine, one of the things that I taught as an elective in one, as a course, as an adjunct in one community college is Islamic scriptures. I think that's my contribution to it. There's so many American students coming in and just wanting to learn to know more about what it is. And we go to the very basic, the syllabus, very basic. The beginning of Islam, the scriptures, have them to analyze Al-Fatiha, the Surah, and then look at the historical aspect. And after that, a little bit more understanding beyond and against what the media tells them about it. It's about prejudice. But America is a very interesting and nice place for the development of religion, any religion, because it protects. In France, in Turkey, you cannot wear this now. With this new regime, you cannot wear this into any government building, any university. In France, France is very semiotic. You cannot wear any religious symbols and symbolism when you're in school. In Britain, what's happening now? In Australia, what's happening now? It seems that this is a very nice place for anything to grow, but to grow with understanding and wisdom only if you want to share with people. And so but it is your job. But I suggest that if you're not really equipped to debate with people, sit down and debate about this or that, you refrain yourself until you know how to know how to explain. Because in Islam there are 4 things, right? Syariat, tarikat, hakikat, marifat. This is perception. And sidik, amanah, tabligh, fatana. Whatever you think you got is the truth. You hold the truth is amanah, and tabligh is menyampaikan, to spread the message. Fatana is with wisdom and bijaksana. Many people want to tell others, spread them, send this or that message without wisdom. They go around, talking bad about other religion, other people, other race, because the wisdom is not there. And in the end, instead of spreading good things, you come into conflict. And the worst conflict that can happen is one group burns a mosque and the other group burns a church.